Hello and welcome back to the Gagan Press. First of all, I have to apologize for the severely lacking content on the channel. A lot of stuff happened on the wayside, mostly family-related issues, which kind of took a lot of wind off my sails in actually coming up with new content and actually the drive to continue what I was doing for the past few months. But then again, life happens, life moves on, and recently has been doing some traveling, and again back to Tokyo, my favorite city. And as you guys would remember from one of my earlier posts in Tokyo, mid-year 2025, shopping for football stuff in Tokyo is a huge thing. And was there in Tokyo for 7 days, just came back today. And this is my haul. So we're going to talk about it, not just talk about the future of the channel moving forward, but also chatting about the latest haul and perhaps even a guide on all of you. Should you be in Tokyo, you aim to buy some really cool stuff, really limited edition stuff. Obviously, this is not a full comprehensive advice because I was mostly in Tokyo, so I can only advise on what you can do in Tokyo. But you might even find some stuff which are more, you might even be more extensive than I have because I was limited due to certain scheduling when I was there. But enough about the dabble. What I can tell you is we have lots of content coming up. You can see it in the camera right here. There's some really cool stuff I want to share, and why shopping for football stuff in Tokyo is actually worth your while. Right. So, the main thing about shopping for football stuff in Tokyo is that the main place you want to go would be Camo Soccer Shop. There are three main ones of Camo outlets in Tokyo, which, if I recall correctly, not Tokyo, I mean, as in not just Tokyo the city, but the greater Tokyo area. There is one in Yokohama, which doubles up sort of like as Yokohama Marinos' official club store. And then obviously if you're in central Tokyo, the main one that you want to visit is the one in Harajuku. It should be right opposite the Meiji Jingu Shrine. If I'm not mistaken, it's just next to Uniqlo, just a step away from Takeshita Street, that famous Harajuku street, right? So the Camo Soccer Shop is, if I'm not mistaken, I always forget, around 7 floors. Some floors are for administrative purposes, but at least 5 floors of shopping. The one in Harajuku is worth visiting. You should visit it first to get a gauge of the place. And as I recall, as I experienced it, the one in Harajuku is better stocked. The next one is probably maybe 20 minutes walk away from it, but still within the area, which is in Shibuya. The second one, I call it the Shibuya store, although Harajuku is also part of the Shibuya area. The Shibuya store is probably like 5-10 minutes walk from where the Shibuya crossing is. And if you happen to be around the crossing area, search for Parco, Parco. Parco is a mall, which is 5 minutes walk away from it. And that is where the Pokemon Center is. It's right opposite Parco, and it is also 7 stories. This one, I'm sure 2 stories are for administrative purposes, but all different stories have different specific areas that they're selling. So the lowest floor, which is the entrance, that's where they sell the jerseys, customized Japan jerseys. Obviously, they just released the new World Cup edition ones. I'll show you in a bit. But the cool stuff to buy in Tokyo are obviously J-League jerseys. As I landed, J-League just finished the last game of the season a day before, so I wasn't able to go to a match, but the jerseys are already going on cheap. So obviously the cool thing about shopping J-League jerseys are, 1, they are hard to get. 2, the sponsors on the jerseys are pretty cool. So this one here I got was of Cerezo Osaka. Cerezo Osaka? Yes, it's Cerezo Osaka. And while it does not look much, I don't know what Yanmar is. I need to Google what it's all about. But having Capcom on the sleeve is actually pretty cool, especially with the upcoming Street Fighter movie. And one of the main reasons I want to get a Cerezo Osaka jersey is because of Nippon ham. I mean, come on, it's literally translated as Japanese pork. This alone is enough for me to want to get the shirt. So it's really, really nice. I believe there's no such thing as player issue, fan issue when it comes to J-League shirts. So the shirts are of good quality. And the cool stuff is, for foreigners, I don't know, I hope they don't change this policy next year, because I understand that Japan wants to change the policy due to over-tourism. But as a tourist, when you come to Japan and you want to buy items, if you are spending more than 5,000 yen, at least at Kamo, they will give you a 10% tourist discount. So this one, I forgot how much it was going. I think it was 13,000 yen. 13,000 yen minus 10%, so that's probably around 11,000 something. And in Malaysian ringgits, it's actually very, very reasonable. And especially you can't get anywhere else, right? If you're buying it in Malaysia, for example, they'll charge you through the roof. So I got this for my first purchase, one of my many purchases this recent trip. Obviously it's by Mizuno. The fit is slightly small. It runs small, obviously due to Japanese sizing. They do not have a proper dressing room in Kamo, but they will allow you to put it over your shirt, over your body, to test it out. So take it as you may. You might have to play around, fidget with the estimation of the sizes. All right, put this aside. Secondly, yes, it's Adidas just released the World Cup shirts. So if you are in Japan, if you are getting J-League shirts, you want to get the Japanese official football jersey. But not just any version, because the local Adidas stores in Malaysia are selling these jerseys as well. But as we know, long sleeve is in, and they stock it in Japan. And this is actually the player issue long sleeve, which is almost impossible to get in the Malaysian market. I don't think there's no way you can get it unless you be in Japan. So this is actually one of my, I'm very, very glad that I got this. So this is the long sleeve version for the player issue for the Japanese national team. When I mentioned these jerseys, they are not just limited to Japanese jerseys. They were also selling Germany. What else they had? They had Argentina. Not Argentina. Yeah, obviously they had Argentina. They had Mexico. Long and short sleeve player and fan issue, and even numbering. I was dabbling with either getting the short sleeve, and then putting a name at the back. I decided to get the long sleeve because the long sleeve is much more highly coveted. Who knows, down the road this might have an actual value, but I buy my shirts to wear anyway, and I've been wearing long sleeve jerseys for a long time. So this is one of my prized possessions right now. Speaking of hard to get shirts, viewers of the channel would know that one of the content that really kind of, it's not like put us on the map, but one of our earliest content that actually hit a home run was the comparison of the Liverpool shirt, right? Play issue of the original one versus the fake one. And the home shirt in long sleeve is almost impossible to get unless I go online. The Malaysian market, the Malaysian Adidas market don't sell it. If I order it from Liverpool FC store, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. And once you add into shipping fees and then tariffs, it's easily gonna cost me, I don't know, on Malaysian ringgit, probably 700 ringgit, 8, which really deterred me from actually pulling the trigger. So when I saw this on sale in Tokyo, and they had it in this price where once converted, it's actually less than an actual long, player issue short sleeve sold in Malaysia. This is literally under 500 ringgit. But if you want to buy the player issue short sleeve in Malaysia, it's 499. So again, it's a steal, because once you consider all the discounts that I get as a tourist, it's actually a good pick. I'm very, very happy that I got this. I was looking for the short sleeve, actually. The long sleeve for the away shirt, the white one, and even that was sold out. If you want to get your numbering for your jerseys, surprisingly in Japan, many of the shops, they have the name sets which you can buy separately. If I'm not mistaken, it's around 4,000 to 5,000 yen, and they are they are sold separately, not even in store. You can just buy it separately, and if you want to bring it to the store, they can, stamp it on you at a very, very reasonable price. This one, I was asked by the cashier when I was paying for this, for name set, and a name set of a player roughly on average, because they count the numbers, how many, per number, per letter. Put aside 5,000 yen and you would get the player of your choice at the back. Although they do sell shirts already pre-printed with it, if you just don't want to, if you find your size, you find either the player issue or the fan issue that you want, long or short sleeve, if it's off the racks, go for it, you will get it. But the difference between with the name set or without is about 5,000 yen. In Malaysian ringgit, that's about around $5, let's see, 45, 90 ringgit, like that. Forgot, my math is pretty bad. But 5,000 yen is roughly $50. Yeah, around $50. That's how you see it. But that's not all that I got, which I splurged my budget on. While I was in Japan, there are few shoes that just hit the market. One of the main one was this one, the Mizuno Morelia. I forgot what's the name of the one with the gold back, right? And not just any gold back, with the AG sole gold back. So this is the Morelia AG Japan, obviously MIJ, but in AG studs. And this one goes around, if I'm not mistaken, 23,000 yen. If once converted to Malaysian ringgit, it's only 600 ringgit. Considering if I buy it from the Malaysian Mizuno market, online store, it will cost me at least 800 ringgit. And that's not even in AG. I'll probably have to pay 880, something like that. You can check the website on your own if you want to cross check on me. But there's no way you're going to get a brand new Mizuno football boot in Malaysia under 700 ringgit unless it's on sale or off-season models. So for a newly released model in AG, which is very, very hard to get outside of Japan, under 600 ringgit, just slightly above 600, was a steal. And the best part is, what actually prompted me to get this version instead of whether the Neo 4 or whatever, because this Morelia 2 upper comes with a cross-stitch pattern, which is super rare. Because if you go for the normal FG model, it is the normal stitching. So getting this was a steal. I saw the Ronaldinho Tiempo 10s when I was there, and I missed it because I was on a tour. I was in Mount Fuji. And so I totally missed it. And then when I checked Camo Soccer online store, they sold out. So that was a bummer. And then again, I was in a trip. I was closer down south to Kamakura and Yokohama when I saw that the Spider F50s were released, and I missed out on that as well. And when I check online, it's already sold out. So I was kind of bummed and was kind of down because you thought, okay, it's available. I could have walked into the store and get it. I missed on them. It's all right. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. However, on the final day, I thought, okay, I'll just visit Camo Soccer just one last time before I leave, before my flight on the same night. It was literally yesterday. Walked into the store, I saw a Ronaldinho Tiempo 10s. Last pair in UK 6. So obviously I picked it up. Asked for the size, they didn't have it. It sucks. And they also had an AG version of black, silver, and red of the Adidas Predator 25s. The one in K-leather version. And they don't have my size, which sucks. And I saw the Precision remake, which is the only one in size UK 10. And I couldn't get it because I don't have the size. And there's this guy just sitting on the rack, freshly, they just put it freshly there, and there's a big sign saying 1 pair per person. And the Kobe Phantom 6. So if you've seen in the past videos, I've previously worn Nikes. The last one I wore was a T90 Laser 4, the Rooney one, the white, black, and orange. But that was years ago. So I haven't been wearing Nike for the longest time. So wasn't planning to until I saw this, because I've never owned a pair of Kobe's growing up, although I enjoyed watching basketball and yeah, obviously Kobe Bryant. But this is too hard to pass. And out of curiosity, asked for the size. They got my size. Fits very, very well. Really liked it. They even had the, what you call it, the high cut version, but I'm not into the high cut version, so obviously I went for this one. And I'll have to say this is the right entry, the right return to Nike for me, and I'm very, very happy with this. Obviously, both of these boots, I'll be reviewing them separately on 2 separate videos at least. But let's just talk about this very, very quickly. And first of all, I'm very, very disappointed with Predator 26. I thought it was essentially an F50 with a tongue. And I think Adidas dropped the ball with that one. So possibly in 2026, my move for a control boot I might actually slowly shift to Nike just for the sake of it. But in terms of feel for this one, obviously I'll be playing with it soon. This part, you can see it clearly. These are clearly raised. This part is clearly raised. And I'm glad they did this one instead of that stupid reverse Nike that you get in the typical standard Phantom 6s, which I think is super ugly. And they don't have it on this side as well. The cool thing is, because this might look rigid, but they're actually not. They can sink in. So they're definitely going to help when it comes to cushioning the ball. I don't know how much it will help ball control, but I think it will at the very least, dampens the ball when it comes to you, because this will absorb a lot of it, right? So unlike the ones on the Preds where they have the fins and everything, obviously you've probably seen tons and hundreds of reviews of the Phantom 6 where these are actually raised and very, very sticky for ball control. And yeah, I haven't played with this yet. Literally just landed this morning, but this is a pair that I feel this is going to stay in my collection for a long time. Even if I'm going to sell it, I'm probably going to be selling it at I don't know, easily going to sell this for a profit, because obviously, you know how much I paid for it? I paid less than 800 ringgit for it. It was selling for 29 something. I forgot what's this one, but once you convert the rate to Malaysian ringgit, it's less than 800 ringgit, around 789 ringgit. In comparison, going to the Nike store in Malaysia, they are selling it at 1,320 something. That's literally almost double the price of it, which is the reason of this video. Buying football stuff in Japan, I mean, the fact that yen is pretty bad right now, it's very, very weak, helps in a way. I'm not saying I'm dancing on the grave of weak yen, but as a football fan, it helps the wallet, eases the pain a bit for us. So if you're in Japan, you want to get your fix in getting football boots, one. Obviously, the 3 camo shops that I mentioned just now. And do not forget, if you happen to be around the Shinjuku area, you might want to check Alpen, A-L-P-N, Alpen Spots, which is just slightly, it's like a street just after the crossing, just after crossing the road from the Shinjuku station. You should see it just before you go to the street where you see the Godzilla head. And it's worth going to Alpen, especially if you're looking for J-League stuff. They do have really interesting collections over there, especially when it's off-season. Most of the shirts go really affordable. So if you're in Japan, 2 places or several places, 2 big brands you want to look at, Camo Soccer Shop and obviously Alpen. Obviously, there are 3 Camo Soccer Shop outlets and 1 Alpen worth looking at. The Adidas and Nike stores, I would just skip them because they don't have much. They focus more on running gear. But if you want to check it out and if you might get some good stuff, go ahead. I did not bother going to vintage classic shops where they obviously mark up vintage jerseys. If you want to get limited edition shirts or shirts that are hard to get, jerseys that are hard to get outside of Japan, going to Camo, you are getting J-League jerseys anyway. So that's there. And obviously football boots. I saw a Phantom 6. A Phantom 6 in the Holland colorway going for 222,000 yen roughly before tax. And I think once you count everything after you do all the calculations, it's probably less than 400 ringgit, 500 ringgit. If you convert it to American dollars, that's 550 divided by 3. That's probably $180. Where are you gonna get a Nike Phantom 6 Elite under $200? Only in Japan. And another one, they had a massive store sale for New Balance stuff. I was 50-50 on getting the New Balance 442 V3, but since it's synthetic, I decided against it. But I was very, very tempted to get this 442 V2 Pro retail, which they slashed the price down to 9,000 yen, which is essentially less than 300 ringgit. That's like $90 for you guys if you're calculating in American dollars. So there you go. Football boots in Japan. If you're a football nut, you want to get a pair, it's worth spending at least a couple hours at the stores that I mentioned just now. You will not regret. Although the sizes and obviously the availability varies depending on what type of boots you want to get. But if you're in Japan, go for the models that are hard to get, one. Number two, unlike other places, like especially Malaysia, these ones are going to be sculpted. The Adidas shoes are going to be sculpted. So in Japan, I guess that culture is not there because people come in, they buy one and they walk out and they buy to wear. And obviously in Japan, you want to get made in Japan shoes. So Camo Soccer Shop, they stock not just Mizuno's, they have Asics, they have New Balance, and the local brand, which is Yasuda. Yasuda ain't that great compared to Adler, but still, it is a novel brand that can only be purchased in Japan, obviously. So there you have it. It's like this video is kind of like overcompensating on months of no video, but rest assured, I'm trying to make it up to you guys. A review for this Mizuno Morelia 2, the gold and white edition one. I forgot what the name is. AG. We're gonna do it soon. And obviously this one, because I've always been an Adidas guy, but this boot is definitely my return to Nike shoes at least in the short future. And yeah, in case you didn't notice it, these are freaking fangs. And obviously it looks super cool with that Mamba logo at the back. So this is gonna get a review soon as well. And so yeah, happy to share with you my haul from Japan. Appreciate the comments, appreciate the feedback. If you haven't subscribed, appreciate the subscribe. If you like the video, drop a like. If you don't like it, tell me why. I'll try to improve. Obviously, always try to make the best my best video is the next one, hopefully. But thanks for your time. Appreciate the views and hope to see you soon.